You think you know Johnny Depp, but the story he's living now might shock you. Behind the headlines and the flashing cameras, the next chapter of his life reads like something out of a movie few dared to film. From dramatic comebacks to swirling rumors, Depp's 2025 journey isn't just a tale of Hollywood glitz. It's a story of resilience, danger, and the public eye watching every step. He's back. Not as a whisper or a rumor, but as a full-on return to the screen. This year, fans got their first look at his new film, Day Drinker, a project marking a bold reinsertion into Hollywood after years of silence and controversy. For someone who has spent the past few years at the center of legal battles, media storms, and public scrutiny, this comeback is as much about survival as it is about career. It signals that Johnny Depp, the actor who once seemed eclipsed by scandal, is reasserting himself on the world stage. The film itself has sparked excitement among fans and critics alike. It's not just a typical role. Insiders describe it as a deeply personal project for Depp, one that reflects some of his own experiences with fame, misrepresentation, and the search for authenticity. While the details of the plot remain tightly under wraps, the first images of him on set showed the same magnetic intensity that has captivated audiences for decades. His presence alone brings a certain electricity that few actors can match, and in an era dominated by fleeting social media stars, that kind of gravitas is rare. But this isn't merely about a new film. Johnny Depp has been speaking more openly about his mindset after his high-profile legal battles. He has repeatedly stated that he has no regrets about the trials and public exposure, calling himself a crash test dummy for Me Too. Those words resonate in a way that is both defiant and reflective. They suggest a man who has been through the fire and, instead of retreating, has chosen to stand tall, confront the past, and reclaim his narrative. He's not returning to Hollywood for applause or validation. He's returning because he can, and because he wants to tell his stories on his terms. Even as he pushes forward, the shadow of what was lost remains. The legal battles, coupled with media scrutiny, cost him major franchises, from Pirates of the Caribbean to Fantastic Beasts. These roles once cemented his status as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, and losing them was a blow that many would have struggled to recover from. Yet, it's precisely this fall from grace that makes his comeback so compelling. The story isn't just about an actor returning to work. It's about a man navigating the wreckage of his former fame while finding ways to rebuild it. At the same time, Depp has revisited memories of his earlier life with former partner Vanessa Paradis, calling those years bliss. The nostalgia rings loud, suggesting that despite the turbulence, there were periods of genuine happiness and grounding in his life. These reflections add depth to the narrative. Depp isn't just an actor or celebrity. He's a human being grappling with the consequences of fame, relationships, and public judgment. The contrast between past bliss and present challenges adds layers that make his story feel both intimate and universal. Even as he steps back into the spotlight, digital dangers follow. Depp has issued warnings about scammers impersonating him online, using fake photos, messages, and even AI-generated voices to trick fans. The risks of celebrity in 2025 aren't just about paparazzi or tabloid gossip. They extend into a digital landscape where identity can be stolen, manipulated, and exploited. Depp's caution to fans highlights an important reality. The line between public image and personal life has never been thinner, and every action in the digital world carries risk. The cautionary tale here is striking. It underscores that even in the midst of a triumphant return, vigilance is necessary. Rumors swirl around Depp as well. Speculation about a potential return to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise has gripped fans and media alike. Some insiders claim negotiations are ongoing, others dismiss it as wishful thinking, but the uncertainty itself fuels interest. The interplay between verified projects like Day Drinker and unverified rumors keeps audiences hooked, wondering what's real, what's exaggerated, and what might be lurking just out of sight. This tension between certainty and speculation is part of the allure. It creates a narrative that is dynamic, unpredictable, and ultimately highly watchable. Yet not all the buzz is about films or professional choices. Depp has occasionally made headlines for seemingly small, humanizing moments that reveal much about his personality today. In interviews, he has shared anecdotes of quietly mentoring younger actors on set, reflecting a desire to give back and guide the next generation. While these gestures might not make the front page, they offer glimpses of the man behind the public persona, someone who has endured storms, yet remains committed to his craft and those who aspire to follow in his footsteps. Of course, with fame comes controversy, and Depp's story is inseparable from the tumultuous public battles that defined recent years. The legal cases, the intense media coverage, and the global attention have left a mark that cannot be erased. Public perception, however, is complicated. There are those who still doubt him, those who celebrate his victories, and those who are simply captivated by the drama itself. This spectrum of reactions is part of what makes his ongoing story so fascinating. It's not just about films or roles, but about narrative control, redemption, and the shifting tides of reputation in the age of instant media. In the midst of it all, Depp has also shown a remarkable adaptability. Moving between Hollywood productions, independent films, and international projects, he demonstrates an ability to navigate different cinematic landscapes. His approach seems strategic yet instinctive, balancing commercial appeal with personal fulfillment. This duality of staying relevant while remaining authentic is a challenge few actors face so publicly, and it highlights the calculated risks inherent in a career as high-profile as his. Each choice he makes carries both opportunity and potential criticism, yet he seems to embrace the complexity with a quiet confidence. Fans, meanwhile, remain a central part of the story. Depp's return has sparked renewed loyalty, with audiences eager to see him on screen again. The excitement is palpable, and social media discussions reflect a blend of nostalgia, anticipation, and curiosity about what's next. This engagement is not merely passive. It's interactive, shaping the discourse around Depp and amplifying every new development. In many ways, the audience itself becomes part of the narrative, reacting to, debating, and even influencing the trajectory of his career. The rumors about romance, while unverified, add another layer of intrigue. Speculation about connections with other high-profile figures continues to circulate, creating a mix of fascination and sensationalism that fuels engagement. While Depp rarely confirms these stories, the whispers themselves keep the narrative alive, reminding audiences that the man's life, much like a well-crafted drama, is a mix of known facts and tantalizing uncertainty. The ambiguity serves a dual purpose. It preserves personal privacy while maintaining a magnetic draw for public attention. Beyond the surface-level intrigue, Depp's journey touches on deeper themes: resilience, identity, and the consequences of public scrutiny. He embodies the tension between vulnerability and strength, showing how someone can be simultaneously human and mythic. His narrative invites reflection. What does it mean to fall from grace and rise again? How does one reclaim personal and professional agency in a world that often defines you by mistakes rather than achievements? These questions linger, giving the story emotional weight that extends beyond entertainment or gossip. Amid all this, Depp's interactions with the media reveal a strategic understanding of storytelling. He chooses what to reveal, what to deflect, and when to remain silent. This control over narrative contrasts sharply with earlier periods of his life when media coverage felt invasive and overwhelming. By selectively engaging with the press, he demonstrates not only savvy public relations, but also a careful preservation of self, an understanding that in the age of instant headlines, controlling the story is almost as important as living it. Even his creative choices speak volumes. From exploring graphic novels to taking on nuanced, independent roles, Depp seems drawn to projects that challenge perception and expand his artistic footprint. These ventures reveal a restless curiosity, a desire to grow beyond the familiar, and a willingness to take risks that might not always guarantee mainstream success. The artistic evolution adds yet another dimension to his story, the pursuit of expression alongside the quest for redemption and reinvention. In conclusion, Johnny Depp's journey in 2025 is more than just a celebrity comeback. It's a multi-layered narrative of survival, resilience, and reinvention. He has faced legal battles, lost lucrative opportunities, and endured intense public scrutiny, yet he continues to reclaim his place in the spotlight. His story is filled with verified projects, unconfirmed rumors, and complex human moments that invite reflection. It's about more than films. It's about a man navigating fame, danger, and perception with courage, strategy, and determination. As fans, audiences, and observers, we are drawn to this story not simply for the scandal or speculation, but because it speaks to universal themes of loss, recovery, and the enduring desire to define one's own path. Depp's life reminds us that comebacks are rarely simple, fame is never static, and personal reinvention requires both audacity and patience. His journey is ongoing, the next chapter unwritten, leaving us to wonder, is this a true resurrection, a measured reclaiming of past glory, or just another twist in a narrative that refuses to settle? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain, Johnny Depp remains a figure who captivates, challenges, and keeps the world watching. The cameras may flash, the rumors may swirl, and the critics may comment, but through it all, Depp continues to carve a path defined by his choices, resilience, and unwavering presence. Whether through Day Drinker, whispered rumors of new projects, or the quiet moments that reveal his humanity, Johnny Depp's story in 2025 is a reminder that the interplay between fame, perception, and personal evolution is endlessly compelling. For those willing to look beyond the headlines, the lessons and intrigue extend far deeper than celebrity gossip. They touch on the essence of storytelling itself, conflict, redemption, and the courage to continue writing your own story, no matter how complicated it gets. And while the world speculates, debates, and theorizes, Depp moves forward, undeterred, proving that the most fascinating stories are rarely finished and the most compelling comebacks are those forged in fire. His life, his art, and his journey remind us that even when everything seems lost, the next chapter may hold the most unexpected and transformative moments of all.